What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 15 of the Retro Pioneers podcast. I am one of your hosts, Byron Preston Jackson, aka Action Jackson, here with my other host, Justin Hudson, aka the Producer Supreme. And guys, we have a very special show for you. As you always know, we always discuss everything modern and retro gaming, but we are joined by no other than the man himself, Brother Namdi. How you doing today, man?
I can't complain. I'm alive, but it's snowing where I'm at, man. I'm cold, but I'm alive. That's the best thing.
You know? That's all that matters, man.
Exactly. That's all you can do. So you're obviously on the East Coast, I'm guessing?
Yes, sir. Northeast.
Okay.
Northeast.
Nice. So how far are you away from Maryland, my home state?
I'm in Massachusetts, so like neighboring Boston. So that's not far. I mean,
not too bad.
I could get there. Back would be a while, but you know,
yeah,
it's another story.
Not too bad. That's what's up. How was your weekend so far?
Weekend quick. Like as an adult, I feel like you have to pick one or two things you're doing and stick with that, because if you try multiple things, it's not gonna really happen. You feel me? So that's why I started to realize, like, just pick those three things, maybe one or two, and then stick with it, and then maybe try the rest of it another week. It'll just cause you peace right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Justin, how about you? How was that weekend?
Man, my weekend was crazy, man. You know, this wind out here. So I'm in Georgia. Yeah. And we never experienced crazy winds. So I'm driving in my box truck, man, and the wind is pushing my box truck, bro. No. So that lets you know how strong this wind is, bro. But other than that, man, my week been great, man. I got to spend some time with my wife and my son. You know, it's a memory.
Nice. That's what's up. I'm hyped up, man. I'm going to go see Captain America a little bit later this evening, so I'm excited.
I watched it. It was good. That's all I'll say. It was good.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I've been a Mackie fan, a Captain America fan, so I can't wait to go see it and represent for Black Cap.
Well, let me ask you this. Since you say you've been a Mackie fan.
Yeah.
You been a Mackie fan since Captain America, or you been a Mackie fan since previous, like, Mackie, like, what was that movie he played in, that basketball movie?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Was he in Love and Basketball?
Oh, no, not Love and Basketball.
I mean, was he one of the people in Love and Basketball also?
No. I don't think he was in Love and Basketball.
He could have been.
I swear he was in a movie called Hot Shots or something.
I think so.
I knew of Mackie before, because he appeared first in the second Captain America movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew of him, but I didn't know much of him. But I definitely became a fan of his from there, pretty much on. So I'm hyped to see what he could do.
Or 8 Mile Mackie.
That's right. He was an 8 Mile. Okay. Yeah.
But man, I'm planning on seeing that movie. Since y'all saying it's good, I didn't want to, I felt I got my thoughts about Marvel, and I don't want to bore y'all.
No, it's probably valid. So don't worry, it's probably very, very valid.
Namdi, man, can you share what motivated you to pursue your nursing and business administration?
Nursing, I am a son of Nigerian immigrants. So in a sense, I felt as if, to basically validate what they did to come to this country and sustain us, like food on our plates or like a roof over our head, I felt as if I needed to pick something that will, in a sense, bring in money myself. So was this my first option? No, not necessarily. I actually wanted to be like an engineer. I was in pathways in engineer for high school, whatever. But I told myself, and I researched, like, how flexible nursing jobs are. When I saw that with relatively good pay, I'm like, let's make a switch. I basically said, quote unquote, let me get a challenge. That's essentially what I got in nursing. It kicked my ass in school. Definitely. Don't get me wrong. It kicked my ass, but I was able to do it. You can do anything you put your mind to it. So I was able to do that. And now I'm seeing the results of it. I'm able to switch jobs whenever I want, flexible hours, go on vacation, basically whenever I want. Saving PTO, and the business administration was just, I knew in the back of my head I may want to pivot or pursue something else. That's why I had done it. I had a little bit of free time, did it, the classes were kind of easier in my case because nursing classes, there's a way you have to think in order to succeed in the class. Business classes are a little bit more concrete on what you got to do, more so networking, talking, things like I'm probably more so good at. Nursing, I had to grow into that. But in terms of the business realm, IT realm, I feel like I'm a little bit more natural with that. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely. And you said you're of Nigerian descent.
Correct.
And so having Nigerian parents, how big of it was it for them, I guess at an early age, to instill that kind of educational work ethic in you?
It was everything. Because honestly, there was times where like it felt like maybe my interests weren't even the best of them, meaning like I could have an interest, but they wouldn't care for that. They would just care what comes long term in terms of school grades. And back then it kind of irked me a lot because I'm like, yo, you don't care like if I'm playing basketball or doing something like that. But as I got older, I started to understand like the reason why they were like that is to get me into better position than them. And now I can say like, yo, I am making more than my parents. Like that's every parent's dream, that their child is doing better than them. If your child is not doing better than you, then, you don't want to really see that. I don't have kids personally, but when I have kids, I would like them to do way, way better than me. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely. That's the goal. I think that's what people forget, that even that's just the goal of progress. Even if it's not your own kids, you always want to make it so that the people coming after you can be better, and you give them the tools and make it easier. Even if it's family or colleagues or coworkers or someone you're training in your business, it's like you want to make it so that person can excel beyond you.
Definitely.
Well, yeah. One thing we always, as Black people in the work world, we always face different struggles. And so just in the nursing world, did you ever feel like there was any otherism that was placed on you? And what was that like, just coming in as a brother in the nursing world, especially in Massachusetts? What was that like?
Man, you guys get tough with these questions already. We just started, man. But it's all good. It's all good.
We got to get the early stuff out of the way so we can have fun.
I got you. Man, it was anything but easy. To be honest with you, my classes, they had first of all, I'm already double minority, Black and a male in nursing. So in that sense, you're like, what am I doing? You're looking left, right. You're like, I don't see anyone that looks like me. And at that point, you're at pause. You're like, who can I even rely on? I feel like my class, if I remember correctly, there's probably 10 Black people in total. And I was the only Black male. Think about that. So you come into class, you don't really feel comfortable. You're doing what you can to get by, but you kind of have to get out of your comfort zone in the sense already. So in that sense, I felt that. But when I started working in the nursing field, I could see immediately that people weren't giving me the benefit of the doubt. I had people saying, oh, he's too defensive. He doesn't, take criticism well, things like that. But those type of things, when you hear, especially as a new nurse, you're like, maybe I wasn't cut out for this type of position. But I stuck with it. Just changed sceneries. And then since those days, I've been flourishing since. And I basically tell myself now, Namdi, know your rights. No one can come bully you. Because at the end of the day, you worked as hard as they did for their degree. And we had the same degree. So there's no way you can tell me, yo, do this, because we have the same degree. You should be doing what I should be doing as well. You feel me? So that's how I see it.
Definitely.
Okay. What did graduating from cum laude mean to you personally?
Cum laude is the school I graduated from is UMass Dartmouth. UMass Dartmouth is in so if you're not from Massachusetts, you probably don't know UMass is the only UMass you guys may know is like the Amherst one. But I graduated from a smaller UMass. Cum laude is basically a ranking on the GPA you got. Cum laude is if I'm not mistaken, it's about 3.2, 3.3 and above. That was good because I was aching to get that because I knew in the top of my head, Namdi, you got to go to grad school eventually. You need this because no grad school is going to really accept you if you don't have at least a 3.0. So I told myself, these last however semesters, do whatever you got to do. It was hard, man, because weekends your friends was doing X and B, but you have to sit your ass and study. And, personally for me, I knew there was an end goal for it, but in the moment, it felt really, really like, I felt shitty. I felt really shitty because it felt like an endless, like, whirlpool. Like I wasn't getting out of it. But obviously, things happened in my favor, and now I'm here to tell the story. So anyone going through the same thing, just know it eventually will end, and you'll see through it. Just keep believing in yourself.
Yeah. Making those sacrifices are tough. You know, it's that you get that intense FOMO, and then you also get that, I mean, FOMO on different levels of, like, I'm missing out on fun. I'm missing out on, like, just, you know, building a relationship with people around me, things like that. Yes. So it's tough. Those sacrifices, you got to have a lot of mental fortitude to understand, okay, I just got to keep pushing, you know. Well done.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Kudos to you, man, for real. Because anything we do far as building ourselves is always going to be difficult. But it shows your determination and your character on how far you're going to push yourself to get through it. And by you pushing yourself and you made it to where you at now shows your strength and your willpower and doing what you got to do to make your life better and your kids' life better once you have some. And building your legacy, you know, and that's a great thing, man. I condone you for real.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. One thing I will say, one teacher, I forget the teacher's name. I wish I could shout out right now, but this specific teacher.
Shout out the whole school.
Shout out. Right? I don't know if I want to shout out the whole school, actually. Okay, I really don't know if I want to do that, but it's all good. One teacher specifically, she had told me, you're never alone in nursing school. And when I said, when you're taking the test, obviously, when she said that, I really took that to my heart, every class and everything I was doing, because I would always try to ask help, at least from the minorities. Now, I know there was about 10 that I mentioned, but I would ask those people, or there were non-minorities I would go to that I felt like I had some type of rapport with. So I did that. And on a outside of school basis, your family is still supporting you in a sense. They're sending you money when you may not have. College kids, most of them are broke. I don't care what anybody says. They're just saying they can't afford anything, man. If not for their parents paying for school, it'll be really bad with the loans. And then even even friends too. Friends always checking up on me. Yo, Namdi, do you need me to visit you? My friends were about an hour away. They would make the drive, say, let's go get a bite to eat, things like that. That really helped me get through the week because, you know, from Monday to maybe even Thursday and Friday, I'm not seeing all my loved ones, but at least people are coming Thursday, Friday, even Sunday even, to just give me a care package. I'm indebted to those type of people.
Man, that's wonderful to hear, man.
That's what's up.
Without the right people in your corner, man, life will be so much harder.
Telling you, man.
And just because you got those folks near and dear to you, man, is a wonderful feeling, man. And I wish a lot of us could experience that. And we will experience it. It's just you have to humble yourself first.
It's true.
Foremost. And then on top of that, you have to allow people to come into your life and show their worth. Because if you just let anybody just do anything, you're going to run into some issues.
I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. You can't be afraid to ask for help. And especially as men, no, that's the thing is you got to be okay with asking for help.
Being vulnerable.
And, being vulnerable, and this crazy American individualism is going to kill us all, man. You have to realize it's collective work that gets it done. You know, the collective unity is what grows you and everyone around you. You know, this whole, I can do it by myself, I'm self-made, that's a fallacy. It's not real.
Yes, I get that. I get that every day.
Yeah, it's not real at all. But moving on to that work ethic you built up from school, your Nigerian background from parents and school, how did that lead you into the content creating you're doing today? And does that work ethic help in your content creation?
The question. So I'll say it like this, right? I don't believe specifically Nigerian or African parents would support this. But when you start making money, everything goes out of the roof. I'll say that real quick. I'll just say that. So what I mean by that though is in terms of
that's all parents.
Yeah, all parents, but specifically them, like this realm, they still don't even know anything about even the computer science IT field. Some of them are still like, yo, what really is this? You know. So, but I digress on that. Based on your question though, for the work ethic, yes, I agree. It has translated because, you know, content creation there's a love that you have to have in order to start it. But after that, the love may go down a little. You have to have some sort of repetition, some sort of skill. And that's what I've seen, because sometimes people are waking up 6 on off days. Some people are waking up 6, 5, 8 o'clock on their off days to do some content creation. You got to initiate the brainstorming. You got to execute the brainstorming. You got to then edit probably, and then push the narrative onto other platforms. So when you do that, it's like, that's probably another full-time job. So I just told you I'm doing nursing, and now I'm trying to do another content creation. That's why I realized, for me personally, with all this now, I have to sacrifice something. And what's been sacrificed is sleep, most likely, because for me, I just, I'll probably go to bed like 2, 3 o'clock. I'm not going to lie to you, because coming back from work, I try to be healthy, go to the gym real quick, get a little run, lift some weights, right? Then I'll come back 7, 8-ish, maybe 9, but unlikely 9, just sometimes. So then at that point, trying to get my stuff together for the next day. But before I do that and go to sleep, I got to make sure I get some content and stuff like that. That's why I go to sleep late. I'd rather sacrifice sleep if my content is still fine. It's been working now. Obviously, in the morning, a little tired, but still functional. Sleep, what I say, my big quote is, sleep is for the rich. So at that point, let's keep going.
So that's true, because I'm going through that same scenario myself. And it comes to the point where sometimes I get sick from not getting so much sleep, but I still push through and make it happen, man. And, you know, but great thing about it is I got wonderful people, you know, helping me, man. You know, I got Byron, I got Nate, I got all the guests that came on the show, man, that show love and show support, man. Like, without y'all, man, Retro Pioneers won't be nothing. And, you know, it's just at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, we all have to uplift each other in the content creation journey to be able to see our true potentials. You know what I'm saying? And leading towards that, what inspired you to start doing street interviews?
Man, so I have been always labeled as a miscellaneous content creator. I'm not going to lie to you. It's now just recent that I got a niche. Before, I was doing talking videos like for example, the Captain America. If it came out, I would probably post a video saying my reaction videos to it. I would do cosplays at conventions. I would also do hauls. I would do all those things. But then I think I went to DreamCon. Shout out to RDC and them. They really put a platform for a lot of Black people, minorities. I'll say minorities, for everyone even. I went to DreamCon 1 year, and people started to interview me. This was kind of new. I wasn't even in the content realm and stuff like that. I was just there for a good time. But I was cosplaying, but people interviewed me. They wanted input from me. I'm like, am I that important for you to ask for an interview? So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, oh, wow, this kind of is fun. You kind of can push, dictate, and control the narrative in a sense, what you're doing in terms of that. So I told myself, the next year, if I'm going to DreamCon, which I did, I got to try this. And when I tried it, don't get me wrong, the first one was kind of shaky, but then I started to realize how good I was as an editor. So when someone's shaky in their like raw work, editing is key, because you can really make it look like, oh, you knew what you were doing. And so that's what I started to do. And so to your question again, in terms of street interviews, I started to understand my personality. I'm someone who, I always say, I never want to make people around me feel uncomfortable. Maybe that's toxicity, because then you could get burned yourself. But in my personal opinion, that means you value everyone else's opinion in terms of what they bring to the table as well, because you want to validate everyone's feelings in a sense. So that's why I started to do all these interviews, because I get to connect with a lot of people. Some people I've done interviews with now, we're actually like good mutuals now. Like they share my work, they repost my work, they comment on my work, they even like, we chat in some Discords now. Like, I feel like that type of network, seriously. And that's where I think, in terms of like business for like school and stuff, this is where it's, rewarding myself in terms of the networking. So I feel like for me, this was the best niche possible, because I don't think another niche would allow me to flourish like this.
Yeah. No, from what I've seen so far, you're an excellent interviewer. I was looking through the page earlier today, And it's just fun to see, build up that rapport with people, the little bit of joking banter. And that particular niche of content creation has always been something that's been popular. And you can kind of always mold it for what's happening. Like right now, it can be about current events. You can always sling in some anime in there. And, that's a good niche. What do you have planned? Any particular locations you're planning to go to next? Or what's the next event you're planning to grab for interviews from?
Okay, so particularly what I'm doing right now, I'm actually taking a break, maybe a week or two, just to gather my thoughts. I think it's very key. Everyone should take a break before you get burnt out. This is reality, harsh reality. So that's what I'm doing. But for cons and events and stuff, I will be going to DreamCon. I'm not sure if I'm going the whole weekend or 1 or 2 days, but either way, I'm going to DreamCon. So this is part 3 on what I'm trying to do there. I have a crew. It's there. I'm gonna plug them in right now. It's called Dreamscape Society. We are an up and coming group. We have a page, but we're trying to get it known now. But I feel like as DreamCon hits, then we'll get it known because we're probably gonna do a panel there too, so people are gonna start to understand who we are. Anime Boston is the weekend before DreamCon. So I'm from the area. So I'm going to go there. And I have a nice fit ready for that. It's in my closet right now. Just had it in there just for until May. Go to Anime Boston with some of my boys that like anime, cartoons, gaming and stuff. I'm going to go ask questions. You know how it goes. I'm planning to go to Anime NYC. Obviously, New York is right there. Hit an Amtrak. We're good to go. I'm from a specific tribe in Nigeria. They're called the Igbos. So usually they have like a yearly convention for these type of people. I'm going to it, this year's in Dallas in August.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to push my narrative because I don't just do anime. So my main page, I do anime, gaming, and cartoons. I put them all together for that page. I also have a sports page called Brother Namdi _ Sports Hub. I have a good amount of videos there too. And I'm actually starting a music interviewing page in a couple months. So I'll ask people about like music culture, things like that, like J. Cole versus Kendrick Lamar, for example, something like that. What's your opinion on that? So that will be something I push the narrative for that type of convention when I go in August. I have other trips planned, but usually if I know people around the area and that know what they like, I'll ask them if they want to do it. So that's usually how it goes. I may start to try go out in public to just ask people, get a reaction out of it. Because I started to go to the mall, but I don't know if you guys knew that you can't record in the mall. I was shocked.
It has to be like an outside mall, I think. Yeah.
My boy, he owns a store. His mom and dad own a store in the mall. So I was getting by at least interviewing people
inside that store.
Yeah, because they can't really, they can't run up on you in there. That's
no, because technically you could be working for the store.
Yeah, for sure. So that's how I was saying it. That's really what I was saying. So yeah, going forward, I told myself 2025, this is my year. I'm a fairly new content creator. I don't know if you guys know. Yeah, last year I kind of really started to really push forward this interviewing probably July, but I'm really fairly new at this. So this year I'm really going to try to put front my best effort and see where it takes me, man. Don't know, but we'll see. God is the only one that's in control with that. So.
I'll tell you this.
All you can do is work.
And this from my perspective of your content. You know what I'm saying? You say you fairly new in it, but I see like experience already. So if you push to do better for yourself, oh man, you're gonna be awesome, bro.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
because your content already great, man. And your edits are great. The way how you handle yourself and the way you interact with the person who you interview, it just shows. Because, like you said, when you approach somebody, you don't want them to feel uncomfortable to the point where they don't want to be interviewed by you because they don't know you, they don't like you, or whatever the case may be. But the way you bring yourself towards them, it shows that you're already at a professional level, man. If you don't know that already, and if you, like you said, if you put more effort into it this year, man, oh man, you're gonna be one of the greats, bro.
Appreciate that. My goal, honestly, man, my parents might not like to hear this, but man, if I take off, man, who knows, the degree, I might drop the thing, man. Like a full-time job, like, because that's really what you want. You want to do something you love. Like, don't get me wrong, I like nursing. I don't think I love it. That's the key. Like my
pays the bills.
Yeah, that pays the bills. I tell everyone in my job, and if anyone in my jobs can ever watch this, they'll attest to what I'm saying. My personality is of a nurse, but my skills is of an IT man or IT person. That's the thing. So I'm in a conflict on, yeah.
Hey, well, nursing departments need IT also.
We're looking into it for sure.
Oh yeah, that's the thing too. Doing what you love. So it butts up so hard against the way that we've set up society and being so in love with capitalism. I hope I'm not rambling here.
No,
but
you're good.
One thing I learned during the pandemic, I think that a lot of people should learn, is that when forced with the idea of people having to go home and sequester and quarantine, I think a lot of people, that was an epiphany for them, even if they didn't start during the pandemic, but the people started to realize, wait, am I doing what I love? Am I doing what is essential for me? You know what I mean? People started to think about how they earn money and what brings them joy and what they want to put their effort into. And I think that if we do that more as a society, we'll start to realize that, first of all jobs are valuable. And if people are just doing something that can provide them with the sustenance they need and peace of mind, then it's valuable. It's a job. It's life. It's what keeps society going. You know what I mean? Because we need everyone to do everything. Not everyone can be a 9-to-5 office worker. Just if everyone worked in an office, that shit wouldn't get done anywhere. We have to have builders and makers and artists and everything.
Yeah, no,
gotta have Indians, gotta have teeth.
No, seriously, that's a good point. What you're saying about quarantine, COVID. I really wish most likely, I'm gonna pray that it never happens again, because a lot of people for me it was fine, but people around me it wasn't good. But probably most likely we're never gonna have something like that where time pauses again. I wish had I known what I was really doing, I would have tried to do content creation then, because that would have given me 2 years to start. Because I'm a year and a half into content creation. So imagine now if I started COVID, because time is paused. Now everyone's looking at your content by force. People have lives now. They may say, oh, Brother Namdi's on this. Let me swipe down, swipe up, and not look at this thing. They have the option. Back then, they didn't have the option. So that's my only regret. I don't have many regrets in life, but that's the one regret, that I should have stopped caring what people thought earlier, But it's all good. We're here now, man. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So going on to the gaming side, right? What got you into gaming, and what is your favorite retro?
Ooh. What got me into gaming? I think I was always a gamer. I've switched around games a lot. With Nintendo, the DS, I was with the Pokemon. Pokemon was always for me. Pokemon is kind of the reason why I even got into anime in a sense, if not for like DBZ. Nice. But Pokemon, Heart Gold, Heart Silver, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Sapphire 2, if I believe. I had all the DS classics. I had all of them. And that Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I literally had all Pokemon games. And I would do like the Safari to migrate some old Pokemon into the new one. I would do all that. In terms of the PlayStation, PS2 was the godly system. What is the fox's name? The guy who looked like the fox. What is his name? You guys know what I'm talking about? Kind of looks like a fox.
You talking about Fly Cooper?
Fly Cooper, yes. That was that was a hit for me. GTA 4. I love that game so much. And then this was a surprising one. Sims actually was really key for me. I think Sims is actually a very high priority game, because it felt like you could simulate your life in a game. Like I would take my sim and make him like a burglar. Not saying I want to steal anything in real life, but now you can have the option to do that. So, and then with
that's the beauty of gaming.
I'm telling you, with the expansions and stuff like that, I kind of switched into gaming a lot. Like I went into Xbox, started doing more sports games and whatnot. Started getting into 2K, did a lot of 2K, Madden. I was even introduced into FIFA, things like that. I love gaming. COD started getting into play now. My favorite COD was probably, I'm gonna say MW3. I know a lot of people say MW2, but it was a broken game in a sense. So that's why I kind of could go towards MW3. I did like Black Ops 1 because this is the first introduction of zombies. We'd never seen that before. So when I seen that, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of cool. But in a sense, it kind of started to get redundant with COD. You already know what you're gonna buy, and now it's like with COD now, it's just too much space that you're gonna have to play it. I kind of swayed away from it now, but I love video games. I try to get Among Us. I'll be playing that now. I have a crew. They're gonna start playing the Fall Guys. I need to start joining them. They play Lethal Company. I'm gonna start playing with them because now I have this PC. Now I feel like me as a gamer, it's gonna go crazy. I even have the Switch. I have the Animal Crossing, the Mario Kart.
Nice.
Man, gaming is just there's nothing bad. Like I feel like a lot of people have to tell themselves this: gaming is not just for kids. Please take that opinion and throw yourself out the window. Like honestly, that I don't. A lot of people say the same thing with anime. They say it's for kids. No, not necessarily, man. Like do whatever you like in this world. Life is too short. You can't be cuddling to people's ideologies about you. Just do whatever you like. And if they say whatever they're saying, that's fine. When I'm making millions of dollars, don't come to me.
Exactly.
What's that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably more of an American thing than anything, is telling people that what they're doing is childish or they should have grown out of it years ago, or like, you can't like this type of music and that can't watch these shows. It's like, dude, first of all this stuff is made by adults, number one.
There we go.
Number one, is made by adults. And so typically when you make something, you're going to make it at least to a level where at least you yourself can enjoy it. So it means other adults can enjoy it too on some level.
And on top of that, you got to think about it. Out of all industries, right?
Yeah.
Gaming is the number one money maker.
That part.
Moneymaker. Plus, things like gaming and anime, they have ratings too. So obviously, you can watch something that's for everyone, but also there's stuff that's over here that's meant to have a darker, more adult tone. That's a little more graphic. That's a little more serious. That spectrum is in there for you to enjoy. It's just like books. It's like anything. If you want to read a book that's more like, a lot of adults are what really carried the Harry Potter franchise in the book realm first, honestly. My mom read the first 4 Harry Potter books.
Speak on it, man. Speak on it.
Yeah. And she was, a teacher.
Yeah. Star Wars as well. That's how it goes. Star Wars is, keeping up with that.
Yeah. I think your average gamer is in the 18 to 34 demographic. And actually probably skewing older now because more millennials are really gamers. So probably more like the 22 to 45.
Gaming is not going anywhere. That's why I'm trying to tell people the Switch 2 has now been announced. I'm not sure about the PS. I think PC is now going to take over because now that I have this PC, I'm really contemplating. Like, I'm looking at my PS5 now. I'm like, I'm not sure how long I'm going to have you for, to be honest, because with PC, it's like you can buy every game there. You don't have to worry about servers going down. You just need internet. So it's like gaming is always going to be there. Gaming is when people were kids, they couldn't go outside a lot back then. Back then, I'm actually Gen Z, but I'm the last year of Gen Z, meaning like I realistically should be a millennial, and that's either here or there. But
what year were you born?
97. So I'm the first year, the first year of Gen Z, apparently.
Yeah.
But
so
I don't consider myself Gen Z. So I did everything you guys probably did. So it's like, it doesn't really make any sense, So,
Yeah, man. That's the truth. So what do you, so you said you were PC focused mostly now, PlayStation sometimes. You're going to get are there any particular exclusives you're looking out for on PlayStation?
No, right now I'm teetering on. I'm also Marvel Rivals. Sorry if I never mentioned that. That's also a game that's in my predication. Right, I don't play as much right now. I consider myself kind of like a healer, but I want to be playing a lot. With time, again, like I said, with content, full-time work, now you want to add gaming. That's a lot, but I'm ready for the challenge because my group also does a lot of streaming via Twitch. I want to do things like, it doesn't even have to be always gaming with the PC. You could just do like, for example, you could do like best soundtracks from video games, things like that, It doesn't always have to be gaming. So I'm trying to,
best investment.
There you go. So it's best investment, and PCs, if you build them right, they're going to last a while. And so they built this thing for me, I'll be fine. I can't wait. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to probably go away from PS5. Like, I'm sad to say, but it's the realistic viewpoint.
I'm keep it 100 with you. I sold my Xbox, sold my PlayStation 4. I didn't even decide to get a PS5 because I was like, it's coming to PC anyway. I might have to wait a year, but eventually I'm gonna be able to play it. Like, but at the end of the day, I do so much on my PC, it's ridiculous, man. Yeah. And it's like, if I decide to get a console, I'll just be on the couch, I'm not gonna say being a bum, but just the PC brings revenue, man. Xbox, PlayStation, it's not gonna bring revenue unless you're using it with a PC.
There you go.
So it's like, at the end of the day, PC is what matters. Not saying all hell PC gamers, but it's just at the end of the day, man, PC can be used for so much more than just playing games. I agree. Make so much content.
Yeah, that's true. Did you get a chance to check out the PS5 showcase at all? Anybody?
No, I did not, but I heard about it. It looked, I heard about it. But this crazy thing, Mom, I have a younger brother. He also he's not into the PC yet. He's not into that. He's actually doing computer science. If you're watching, bro, I'm shouting you out at this point. So he has a PS5, so we have 2 PS5s in the house. So even if I were to get rid of mine, there would still be one in the house. So that's why I'm trying to think like, maybe this is a good idea. Now we'll still have one in the house, so might as well.
Yeah. What about you, Justin? Did you see anything showcase?
So I heard about it, but I didn't see it because I've been so busy trying to, not let my time go wasted, aka wifey. So it's like, other than that, man, you tell us a little bit about it, man. What you feel was the best thing you saw from it?
I thought it was a good showcase. I know some people were a little bit disappointed because PlayStation hasn't revealed the heavy hitters that they want. People want to hear about Wolverine. They want to hear about teasers for the next God of War game. There was also some, at least rumblings at one time about, that people wanted the Spider-Man DLC, which they had said there is no DLC. But from what I saw, I liked it. There's the game called, I think it's Annihilation. It was a new game. It's kind of a, looks like a little bit of like a Souls-like. It's so you're playing another hot chick running around with a sword, that kind of a thing. But the game that I really was interested in is Soros, which is it looks like it's a kind of it's from the studio that made Returnal. Returnal was the roguelike sci-fi shooter with that woman who had crash landed on that weird planet. It was one of the first PS5 exclusives that launched with the system, I think. I got a lot of praise. But Soros is starring Raul Cole, the Desi actor. He's been in, I think, what has he been in? Been in some other comedies and things like that. But it looks cool. What they showed was just a guy waking up on the sand who he's going to obviously, when he dies, he's going to be reborn again, but with the powers that you just learned. So he's going to keep those persistent level ups going through as he kind of is navigating through this broken sci-fi world. It has something to do with the eclipse of the sun dying on that planet. So it looks pretty cool. Looks exciting.
I mean, hey, you know what's crazy? It sounds like a typical PS5 game.
Yeah.
It sounds like a PS5 exclusive for real, because you're not gonna see nothing like that on Xbox. Not saying yet again, I'm not saying all hell Xbox. I'm just saying that sounds like a PS5 exclusive for real.
Well, that's one of the things PlayStation has been good at, is they really get these first-party studios and they level them up. They bought that studio that put Returnal out, and that's why they're able to put this more AAA game out that's going to be coming out in 2026, they said. So they'll be doing more gameplay footage later this year.
Okay. Namdi, man, how do you feel gaming has changed from retro to modern?
Multiplayer, big time multiplayer. That's really the first thing, because back then some games you didn't even need internet. That's just a fact. You didn't really need internet. Now PS servers are going down, and it's single player. They won't even let you play the game because you're on the PSN servers. Even that's really crazy to think, man. Like you need just internet in general. I would say internet. Even the single player games. I feel like a lot of people are leaning less towards single player games because it's like story mode, you're done. What next? So now everyone's looking forward towards what can you do with your friends. That's what you get your bang out of your buck with. Because if you don't have that, then you might as well rent a game and give it away after. You feel me?
Bro, let me ask y'all this then. Do y'all feel, going off of what you just said, right, with single player games, do you feel it's a need for new game pluses being able to allow you to carry over what you done did, or just depending on how fun the game was in the beginning? Do you feel like it's capable of you playing it multiple times if you had certain features as far as customization, or like what do you feel would be beneficial to a single player game to keep it going?
Beneficial DLCs, more DLCs.
Like more
Yep.
stories and stuff.
For sure. I think this is a game that's probably my top two of them. Heavy Rain, a PS exclusive, Heavy Rain, and LA Noir. I don't know if anyone like it sound like you know.
Yeah,
LA
Noir. I know. Yeah.
So those ones that you can take multiple. It's basically like Batman Telltale series. Those series where you can make a wrong or make a right, and it's gonna alter the entire course of the game. I can appreciate games like that. So a lot of games like that will put DLCs, and that kind of can basically leech a little bit more length into the game life of their players, in my personal opinion, because with single player, you're already limited on what you can do. So I think adding more DLCs, more maps, more routes, more something that everyone could feel good about.
You hit the nail on the head there. I agree. DLC is paramount to a single player game continuing. I wish that the companies would understand that. First, we got to make DLC a little bit cheaper, just slightly cheaper, because they're also usually so short. But the DLC, I think they need to make it more purposefully leading into the next game. Sometimes the DLC, even though it's very good, it might not necessarily lead you into another game. And I think if they let people know that, hey, this is really going to lead you into story beats that are going to be heavily part of the next game. Also, I really wish there was a beautiful era we had. I feel like it was late 90s, early 2000s, when a lot of single player games, not a lot, but a good amount of them, also had co-op too, where you could just cooperate with the person. It wasn't a live service, but you were just playing the story campaign, either couchwise or maybe online with someone else. And I feel like that just the co-opness of single player games needs to come back, where it's just, you can play the whole story, even if it's an open world game with maybe 2 or 3 other people. And it's just like, you can go through that again, and you get the story, and like those people are in the cutscenes with you, you know.
So I don't know if y'all are familiar with this game called Lost Planet 2.
Yeah.
No, I'm not, though, but you can still speak about it.
Sony Capcom game.
So what Byron was going off far as being co-op campaign, that was an excellent example of what we really need now. You know, far as and I feel like you should check that out, Namdi. It's a great game.
Down right now.
What was it on? It was on 360, PS.
Yeah, it was a 360 PS3 game, I want to say.
And it's also on PC. But it was a wonderful game, man. It's kind of weird a little way. Like, if you've never been introduced to that genre, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's very entertaining. It's kind of giving you like a Borderland.
Actually, it's kind of a little bit like an early Helldivers too, when you think about it. But it wasn't like as extraction based. It was just, you were still kind of shooting bugs. It kind of feels like Helldivers when I think about it. Yeah.
It was a great game. Great game.
Very good game. That was a good pull, actually, you brought that up, because there was this co-op. You know, you could do the story with yourself, or you could just invite in a friend. All of a sudden, he's just right there with you. You know,
and also, it brings the love. One thing, most importantly, right? You want to be able to enjoy a game by yourself, with a friend, or just in general, you know. But it's always fun to have a friend, because I guess when you have co-op on the couch, it brings that sense of what can I say, like
camaraderie.
Yes, and also when you playing online with someone who you like, hey bro, we getting out of the school bus, man. Hey, you got me on the game. Like, it just, it's a wonderful feeling knowing that you can beat something with a friend, you know, and y'all can talk about it.
For sure.
And especially in this new age of social media, you know, we didn't have that growing up. So when you beat a game with a buddy, you're like, hey, man, you know, I beat this game. I want everybody in the world to know, but ain't no way we can make that happen. Now that we got that, you know, that platform to be able to express that, man, it's a wonderful feeling to the point where, look, man, I want everybody to know, man, I just beat Helldivers 2 yesterday. Here go my gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the beauty of the era that we're in right now with gaming. But what do you, Namdi, like, what do you feel would be go-to for you as far as a game that you would like drop anything and just go ahead and just play it?
Right now is Madden. Right now is Madden. I've got real crazy with Madden. Madden is taking all my time. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm a big, naturally, my first sport is actually baseball, but then naturally I'm a basketball player. Madden, I just feel as if it's an all-time classic. You know what you get in the game. Obviously, you have like 32 teams. In a sense, it's like, I just feel as if when you're able to say, yo, I beat this guy, that you can hold that over his head, like that really makes me feel like, yo, I'm the shit. And so I have a lot of my boys that when I beat them, I talk my shit. That's just how, and when I lose, they talk their shit. So we got to get the rubber game, because whoever wins that last game is AKA the champion. So I think it would be Madden. I would also say Assassin's Creed, Black Flag.
Okay, I got okay.
Nice.
Black Flag was crazy to me.
I thought you were about to say something else, bro.
Nah, Black Flag was really good. What was the one when they were at the one with the revolution?
Freedom All Cry.
That one was also good too.
I think it was
There was
3 and
3, yeah, also.
Cry.
Yeah, those were
the big assassin. Ubisoft was really good for me. Uncharted was good too. Uncharted 2 was probably my favorite. I'm trying to think too. There's one game that's just on the top of my mind that I'm not really remembering right now. I played some Saints Row, man.
I love some Saints Row.
I played some Saints Row.
Yeah, I love some Saints Row from the start. Even this last one too, that I know people were a little wishy-washy on. Like, it's still Saints Row, you know.
I got all the way to the end and gave up, bro. like it was one of them type of situation. You remember when it first came out, right? Me and a buddy of mine got all the way to the end. He proceeded to go with it. For some reason, I paused my game and my game deleted the whole save file.
Yeah.
So I just said, F this game. I got to refund
the controller.
I wanted to, but I'm grown now and I got to pay for that now. But I mean, yeah, Saints Row is a nice game. You know, it's a fun GTA alternate. You know, the play.
Yeah, and I would say a game I really wasn't getting into, but I was forced because my friends were playing, was Rainbow Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege. I was playing, you know, when all your friends are doing something, you're like, I don't want to just sit here and do nothing. I gotta play it. This was the game. I just feel like I wasn't like that. That's just the reality. I was not. You're not gonna be a beast at every game you play. I just wasn't like that. So I was like, I take my L. Eventually, I did what you said, Justin. I didn't break anything, but I deleted all my shit. I can use space for something else, man. I just,
Exactly. I mean, with the limited amount of space that we have on these consoles and how big these games are getting, you got to have a choice of what games you want to play right there.
There we go.
But man, it was fun talking to you tonight, man, on this episode, bro. And you know, you really showed us and enlightened us on the size of career, far as having I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. Having like going for a degree and still being a content creator and still being a gamer and still being an anime watcher. It's so much that ties into life, bro. But you know, like I said, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, bro, and you know, blessing us with your inputs on a lot of stuff, bro. Do you have anybody or anything, like, what are you doing right now, and do you have anybody you want to shout out?
cool. I mean, obviously, my parents not watching this. I know that for a fact. But shout out my parents, man. If you ever find a way to watch this, shout out to y'all. Again,
just show them the video.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're not tech savvy to go find this. But shout out to my group, DSS, where it's specifically called Dreamscape Society. Shout out to all my members in it, unofficial and official members. They're my family that I never had. Like, I love my family, but they're my like weed, dork, gaming, content family, which I never thought. I used to pray like no Meek Mill, but I used to pray for times like this. And so having them to my corner now, it's like, yo, this is what I feel like a peace within me to have this. So shout out to DSS. Shout out to Destiny Brush, because without him, I would never have connected with you guys. So if he's watching this, shout out to him, because I feel like he does a lot in the community to bring everyone together.
Yes, he does.
And so, because as a result of him, 3 good-looking brothers are talking on a Sunday night. So simple as that.
Hey, man. Hey, there you go, man. There you go. What about you, Byron, man? What you got going on right now? And, I know we don't usually do this for you, man. You got a shout out, bro.
Who do I have to shout out today? Oh, gosh. Nobody really, other than, my fiance. Hopefully she's tuned in. I'll shout her out. She's always supporting me.
Okay.
Shout out to my agents and managers. I just did a small commercial again this week, so it's always nice to be working here in Hollywood. We got another commercial under the belt. So yeah, just trying to keep going.
Okay. And, yet again, man, appreciate everybody stopping by, watching Retro Pioneers, man. And I want to let everyone know I have a special announcement that, introducing a new co-host to the series, like the show, man. And y'all may know her, Mrs. Nate. And, man, next week, man, she's going to be with Byron, man. And yeah, the chemistry going to be strong, man. And I want to see great things, bro. And
it's going to be a fun show.
Hey, man, always, man. And everybody who's watching, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in, showing us support, and just being a part of the community. And we love y'all. And we catch y'all next time.
Peace.